Last updated 11:07, December 23, 2017. Mark Hunt on leaving the UFC. Make the most of Mark Hunt in the UFC because the Kiwi heavyweight does not plan to stick around for much longer. Hunt is scheduled to meet 9th-ranked American Curtis Blaydes at UFC 221 in February, one of 3 fights remaining on his current contract. But once the deal is up, the Super Samoan has revealed he will not be seeking a renewal. Mark Hunt has 3 more fights remaining on his UFC contract. 3 fights left, this will be one of them. I got 2 left and then see you later, Hunt told Submission Radio. Read more. Mark Hunt to fight rising star Curtis Blaydes at UFC 221 in Perth. UFC champ set for Comgames. Combat Sports weighty issue. That will be the end of my career in the UFC. At 43, Hunt is very much at the tail end of his illustrious combat sports career. But regardless of his age, it is hardly surprising that he wants out after having his patience tested by the world's premier mixed martial arts promotion. First, there is the ongoing lawsuit he took against the UFC, its president Dana White and former opponent Brock Lesnar. Hunt claims all 3 parties knew Lesnar was using performance-enhancing drugs ahead of the bout in July 2016 but allowed him to fight anyway. He lost by unanimous decision, but the result was later overturned to a no contest after Lesnar tested positive for a banned substance. More recently, Hunt was pulled from last month's event in Sydney following a first-person article in Australian website Player's Voice, where he admitted to slurring his speech and memory loss. Hunt reiterated his claims that he was cleared to fight by 2 Australian brain specialists. However, it was only after visiting the Lou Ruvo Center for Brain Health in Las Vegas that he was given the green light by the UFC to resume his career. Hunt has never been shy about voicing his frustrations with the company, but he appears to have had enough. It was kind of depressing, to be honest, because there was nothing wrong with me. You can probably hear that, Hunt said of being removed from the main event at UFC Fight Night. You probably know the path I've had with the UFC, but you know, it's business. I haven't done nothing wrong, I just don't like to be treated like S, even if I'm an employee or whatever, and I speak my mind about it, and, you know, I'll go from there. So like I said, 3 fights left and I'll move on. Leaving the UFC does not mean Hunt will stop fighting altogether though. He remains one of the more popular heavyweights in MMA, and there are a couple of options he could pursue. One potential home is Bellator, the UFC's main competitor in the United States, which has 41-year-old heavyweight great Fedor Emelianenko in its books. He could also sign with Rizin in Japan, where he has a huge following from winning the K1 title in 2001 and his days in the Pride and Dream promotions. Of course, I'm looking at going and fighting global fights for New Zealand, Australia and probably Japan. It depends on what happens, yet while he may only have 3 fights left in the UFC, Hunt has not given up on getting his hands on the heavyweight belt. Hunt, the 1st of November 13, 1NC, admits to knowing little about Blaydes, 8-1, 1NC, one of the division's rising stars who will be looking for his 4th straight victory. But having ended Derek Lewis's 6-fight winning streak in June, the 5th-ranked Hunt feels another strong performance should be enough to earn him a date with a top contender. Win the bout and the possibility of fighting for the crown in his UFC swan song is not out of the question. I'm still chasing the dream of that world title, Hunt said. I'm in a good position to get a finish in this fight. Beat this guy, then move on to the top end. It's not gonna be easy, but I'll see what happens and hopefully I get next in line for the world title shot. Go from there. I'm looking forward to ending my career and going out as hard as I can to try and chase down this gold strap and knocking all these fools out. I'm totally amped about it. Totally. Stuff.